Back on the road again. Had such a great time at the Kenai Peninsula. Got to see some great scenery. Got to see some wonderful towns. Just had a really, really good time up there. Saw our first moose of the trip. And caught our first halibut. Never been halibut fishing. Now it's northbound through Anchorage. We're going to make a stop at Denali National Park on our way up to Fairbanks. One of the reasons why we planned this trip as late as we did is we really want to see the northern lights up in Fairbanks. And from what research I was able to do, it shows that 2 weeks before or after the fall solstice is a great time to be there.
One thing we've liked about this so far is all the sites are paved, and there's multiple sites like this that are 6 and 7 here are a dual spot together. We've got 22 and 23, which are also dual sites together. We'll have to go down by the Riverwalk here in a bit and see what that's like. It's like really nice campsites here. All of them have picnic benches and fire rings. According to the park rules, you can gather down dead firewood for fires if they're allowed, which according to the rules, fires are allowed up here. And there are just so many nice paved spots. This is the first campsite I think we've been in on this trip that all the sites are paved. Here's another double one, 34 and 35. And here's our campsite, number 22. And it's connected to 23. You see our friends standing size rig over there. Then we have a nice joint camping area back here. So very nice.
Denali View South. We decided to pull over at pretty much every stop we could that the milepost showed that we might be able to see Mt McKinley or Denali. And we did stop at all of them that we could. And Unfortunately, all the way up we had clouds, and the mountain kind of creates its own climate, and we did not get a chance to see it on the drive up. But we did have a night planned at Denali View North Campground, so we'll stay overnight and see if we get lucky.
Denali View North Campground. Not sure why they call it a campground. This is just a back-end site. There's picnic tables and fire rings, but they're just back in a parking lot. There's day use RV parking. There's day use vehicle parking, and of course a view of the Denali Mountains. That is Denali National Park. They've got looks like pit toilets up here, and maybe some walking paths, so we'll see. Gotta go pay for it at the fee station. Quick and easy to use electronic pay station. Get a ticket, put it on your dash. Pit toilets, they're not bad. They could use a fresh coat of paint, but they're not bad. Trash cans, there's 2 sets of toilets. And it looks like we've got some hiking trails. So we're on the little walking trail that's right off the camp area, day use area. So far it's all paved. The sign at the beginning of the trail said Native Plants Trail. Well, let's see what we got here. You can see the river down there. It's quite a ways off though. Stopped and read the sign. It talks about the view you have from here. I'm guessing things have grown up a little since they put the sign up, because there's really no view. It looks like the trail's just a quick loop, all paved. And we're back at the parking lot.
Well, heading out from Denali View North Campground, headed to Denali National Park. It just happened to be that way. The clouds were there. The weather was just what it was, and because of that we did not get a chance to see Mt McKinley or Denali. But it's a beautiful area. I mean, we did some research, and it sounds like from the stats from the national park, only about 30% of all the people that go up to see Denali National Park and to see the mountain don't get to see it because of the clouds and the fact that it creates its own weather. But as you can see from this roadside stop we did, the scenes were still just amazing. The colors just so vibrant. The camera does so little to actually pick it up, but such a nice place. And continuing our way up towards the national park, and then we're going to continue on to Fairbanks.
Tonight in Fairbanks, we're staying at River's Edge RV Park. Out of all of the RV parks we looked at in Campendium, this one got the highest rating. It's a full hookup site. It's got cabins and a lodge. You can't quite see them through the trees and past the fence, but they do have cabins and a lodge here as well. And they're right on the Chena River. And here's our site. Its area is nicely treed. Each full hookup site comes with 30 amp power, water, and sewer hookup. Kind of interesting to me. I've been RVing for a while, and it seems like most of the time I only use one hose for our sewer hookup. And there's been like 3 campgrounds now we've stayed at in Alaska and Canada that I've had to break out both hoses just to reach. Just kind of a quirky little thing, but it's a nice campground, nicely treed, and we'll go down by the river. One of the really nice features of this campground is they have a picnic area, a grassy area right next to the river. Stretches all the way down. We're right here at the Chena River. I only got a 1-day fishing permit or license when we were up in Homer to go halibut fishing, but I bet you there's fish out here. Also, the campground does have full laundry, bathrooms. It's a nice park. A little bit spendy, but you know, sometimes you get what you pay for. We've enjoyed our stay. On to the next place. So this is Lake Park Campground, Chena River Recreation Site. It's a county-run park up here out of the North Pole, Alaska. And very nice people I talked to on the phone. I don't know if this is all the time or just this year because of how nice it is. Just for info. I'm in a t-shirt. I'm in a t-shirt because it's like 65 degrees. We're after Labor Day. This place is normally closed after Labor Day. And we pulled up and it's posted that it's closed. They have 2 campgrounds in this park, and I was calling to see if the other campground was also closed. But the nice gentleman on the other side of the phone said, go on in. I told him we wanted to stay 3 nights. He said, no problem. Go on in and enjoy it. There'll be rangers through. They're going to keep it open for another week. The gate was open. And the best part is, since we are here after their main time, he said it's free. There's a dump site. We need to find the dump site because we want to dump before we leave. But that is $10. So yeah, we're going to stay here for 3 nights. Nice looking campground. The only negative I would say so far is the road in has some potholes and is kind of rough. You have to take it slow. But beautiful site, beautiful area. So far we're really enjoying it. So Lake Park Campground's been a nice campground. As you can see, there's a few potholes in the road, but that's really the only ding I have to give it. The roads are relatively decent. The place is well treed. We've been seeing grouse while we've been here. The spaces are nice and large. They're not super level, but they're not bad. Picnic tables, fire rings. There's a path that takes you to the lake. A lot of the sites are pull through, and their pit toilets are nice and clean. Definitely some of the better conditioned pit toilets we've seen in our travels. It's been a nice campground.
And welcome to the Fairbanks Visitor Center. It's a nice visitor center. Out front here, they've got these two metal statues. This is called Baby Ravens in Nails as an artwork out front. Kind of comical looking, but really neat. We enjoyed it. This is a well-appointed visitor center that goes over some of the tribal customs from the tribes that are in the area, shows the history of Alaska. It's definitely one of the more well-appointed visitor centers we went to on our trip. Lots of really interesting information, lots of really neat displays. Seeing the bear there, and knowing we've come across grizzlies, not quite that close, but darn close out in the wild. Just really kind of neat. But again, really nice displays, good information. It was definitely one of the better visitor centers we've been to on this trip so far, and really enjoyed it. It had so much different things on display, from hunting equipment to just everyday items to just the different clothing that some of the different tribes used there in Alaska, and their use of all the native materials that they can find off the land. Just, I found it really interesting and lots of fun to walk around the visitor center and see all this. And then we had to go outside. Just outside behind the visitor center is the Moose Antler Arch. It's made up of over 100 moose and caribou antlers. They actually have a Moose Antler Arch cam that you can go to online. If I can, I'm not the best with electronics, but I'll try to link it down in the description. But it's just, we've been through Wyoming, Jackson Hole, and we've seen the elk antler arch there, and it was kind of neat to be up here and see the moose antler arch. It was kind of neat. And then here in Fairbanks, they have the end of the Alaskan Highway milepost. They put this up even though technically it's unofficial. The official Alaskan Highway goes between Delta Junction and Dawson Creek. But the highway does continue all the way up to and ends in Fairbanks, so it just makes sense to have this there. And seeing Portland, which is from our home state of Oregon, was neat to see that.
We are 1,523 miles from Dawson Creek. Great Falls, Idaho, Amsterdam,
They don't
Hong
have Prime
Kong.
on here.
They don't. Weird.
This is a cool monument called the Lend-Lease Monument. It showed that while we were allies with Russia during World War II, that we sent our planes to them from Alaska for use in the battlefronts.
So here we are, northern Alaska. We're about 8 miles north of Fairbanks. And Sonia wanted to come up here because there's the Alaskan pipeline. She wanted to check it out. So this travels all the way from the Arctic Circle and it ends in Valdez. Some areas, as you can see up here, are underground, and a lot of it, I think most of it, is above ground. And they have to keep it continually flowing or it could actually freeze up. It's designed to withstand earthquakes, forest fires. And I think Sonia read somewhere that because of the temperature changes in Alaska, it's built like 11 miles longer than it needs to be so that it can expand and contract with the temperature. And as you can see here, this carriage can slide. It's not permanently affixed. There's a lot of engineering into this thing. And this is called a pig. Different ones are built for different reasons, to either clean it out or to check for problems. But they can send these through the line, and they do regularly. Interestingly, just because of the flow of the oil, wax forms on the inside of the pipes, which I thought was really weird. This pig was to clean that up. This one's been retired. Oh, that looks gross. Yeah, that is as tall as you.